Okay, right, now I think I've got the microphone on. Good evening. Anita Dawn here from Sail Pilates. Don't panic, don't panic. I have checked. So we've got balance and mobility today, but we're going to warm ourselves up before we do that. March it out. We want to get those knees up and pump the arms, yeah? If you were here lunchtime, 4 counts forward and 4 counts back. Goes like this. Walking to me and back, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4 and back. Doesn't really matter what you do, but for the minute, we want to get the heart rate up. We could do some bicep curls here, yeah? So you might notice that I'm not wearing my shoes today because, particularly for the balance, I think it's really important that we don't wear shoes. Okay, march it out here. Yeah. Knees up, march it wide, pump it. That's it, good. And march it in. Let's take it out for 4. And in. 4s again. And in. Out for 2. So we did a forward and back, an easy walk. We bend the legs a little bit for 4. And 3. Then we're going to get into the mobility. So let's come here and we are going to do some pelvic tilting. Knees are soft, feet hip distance apart. Yeah, so we're going to tuck the bottom under into a backward tilt and tilt the pelvis forward. Tucking under, exhale, posterior tilt, inhale, anterior tilt. Yeah, so really important. We know that whether the pelvis is tilting forward or back and what neutral is. Neutral is halfway between the two, and if the pelvis is neutral, the lumbar spine will be in neutral and everybody's happy. Okay, then coming into the upper body, the upper back, thoracic. So we need to know what the shoulders, shoulder blades and thoracic spine is doing, because a lot of us are a little bit rounded, me included, rounded in the upper back there. So this is flexion and this is extension. All right, so we want to avoid flexion here in the upper back as much as possible and really work on thoracic extension. All right, so my favorite exercise to do for that is the cat stretch. You could have your hands on the chair if you don't like going on all 4s. All right, but we're coming down here and knees hip bone distance apart, heel of the hands under the shoulders. We want to start more or less in a neutral position. So we're not with the anterior tilt or posterior tilt, and we call it neutral. All right, shoulders away from the ears. So the first thing we're going to do here is thinking about that backward pelvic tilt, which is more like an upward pelvic tilt. So imagine you're tucking your tail, and imagine your tail between your legs. So you're getting that stretch in the lower back and then middle back. But we don't want to focus too much on the upper back flexion like this, because that's just protraction and promoting poor posture. So if we can keep those shoulder blades in neutral, and then we come back to our neutral spine and reverse it. We want to focus here more on the thoracic extension. So that's your middle upper back. Pull the shoulders back, push your breastbone forward, and really working at that extension through the spine. Yeah, and then we come back into our neutral, and again. So when we flex the spine, we want to focus more on the lumbar spine there. Yeah. keeping those shoulder blades in what we would call neutral, shoulders away from the ears, come back to neutral, and then into extension. So it's quite nice to get some flow through that. So we inhale, exhale as we move through the movements, and then inhale to stay, really working on that lumbar flexion. Inhale, and then exhale, coming through into thoracic extension. Yeah. So really focusing on it. It's actually quite hard work to do that. We could do some very gentle movements there, but we miss out the real essence of the cat stretch. Okay, so really good to do that. And then we're going to come out of that, and the balance we're going to be doing standing. So that is great. This cat stretch here, going back to the mobility, I think it's the most important exercise there is. It's a Pilates move, but I think everybody should be doing it, whether you do Pilates or not. All right, so balance. If you have your shoes on, do pop your shoes off unless you have an issue and you really want to be with your shoes on. But they give you stability, and we want to create a bit of instability to make your core muscles work a bit harder. Okay, so one of my favorite exercises for balance is what we call a tandem stance. Yeah, so your goal would be to have your right foot in front of your left foot. And as you can probably see, I'm on the line of the floorboards here, and that's quite challenging for me today. So I know that's not going to work for me because I want to do some movement as well. So I'm just going to offset my feet. So I've just lined up that right heel with the left big toe. They're touching, but they're just offset to the side, yeah? And then I've got the weight distributed on both legs, front and back. Tailbone lengthened, tummy pulled in, nice and tall through the crown of the head. Yeah, so it's not very functional just to stay there. And I mean, it's good. It's much better than doing nothing. But if we can just kind of disturb the vision, because that's when we tend to fall, when we're distracted, yeah, if we're going to fall. So we're going to think about rotating the shoulders side to side. First of all, keep the head facing forward, so you've got that stability of the vision, a slight challenge of movement through the upper body. And then take your head with you as you rotate side to side. So that's just a little bit more challenging. Yeah. Inhale, center, exhale. Come back to the center, and let's just pedal through, release through those legs. Yeah. We'll do it on the other side. Really important that we balance out. So we're going to take that left foot in front of the right foot. Do you have them facing forward? Yeah. So it's important that you challenge yourself, and technique's really important. Yeah. So again, I don't know, excitement of the festive season. So I'm just going to offset my feet there. So I'm not too challenged, but I'm slightly challenged there. If you still find that's difficult, then take your feet a bit wider, but challenge yourself. Yeah. So get those knees soft, distribute the weight, front and back leg, lengthen the tailbone. Inhale, exhale. So you could just start off with the shoulders. This is really good for mobility in the thoracic spine, actually. So this is dual purpose, this exercise. But then just see the difference when you take your head with you. Yeah, when you change the eye line, it makes a huge difference, doesn't it? Yeah. Inhale, center, exhale to the side. Let's do it one more time, left and right. And then back to the center and release. Okay, so 10 minutes goes so fast. So 2 really important things there. Both of those really important. You've got the cat stretch there, working on lumbar flexion, lengthening your lumbar back. We always, most of us get a bit tight there, and we're focusing on the thoracic extension. Yeah, and the body responds to the demands that's imposed upon it. Yeah, so imposed upon it. So I noticed that my posture's changed drastically through lockdown. That's 9 months, getting on for 9 months. So sitting at a desk a lot, and I've been doing really very, very busy getting my business online, and I've noticed my posture's changed quite a lot. But of course, I'm seeing it online myself. All right, but I know that I can improve upon it by doing these exercises. And then balance is really important because it wakes up your core muscles. Yeah, it's working your core muscles. And balance is, particularly as we get older, we tend to, particularly when you lose the sight a little bit, we tend to lose balance or or even if we trip, it's really good that the muscles are strong if we were to trip over. And we want to really prevent falling. Some of my clients don't fall anymore. They came to me and doing Pilates particularly. Okay, guys, so thank you for joining me today. Do pop some comments in the comments box. I will see you at 8:30 tomorrow for some cardio, 12:30 for strength, and 5:30 for mobility and balance. Yeah, so every day is slightly different and something really special for you next week. But then, yeah, every day special this week too. Have a great evening, New Year's Day, and and I'm wishing you all a fantastic year. And hopefully this program, consistency is key, guys, that you do give it a go. Yeah, 3 times a day, and if you miss one, do it on catch up before the next one, and it will make a huge difference for your January and for the year going forward. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. Have a good evening.